Hey folks, this is Mr. Chicken, and today I'm going to show you some of the techniques that I use to make my wacky corpses. So I'm basing my design on one of the pop-up ghosts in the Haunted Mansion ride, and I thought it would be kind of fun to put my spin on it. I'm going to be using this plastic skull that I had laying around. You can see I just hot glued a piece of PVC into a new hole that I cut in the back and hot glued the jaw open. Now I cast my eyeballs out of hot glue as well, and then just hot glued them into the skull. And then I'm going to use some Model Magic clay to build up the features so that he has sort of, nose and different kinds of cartoony stuff going on to get more expression out of him than just a plain skull. And I just kind of smush it around. You break off a piece and form it into shape. And that's really all there is to it. And then you'll let it dry after you do that. And then that will basically make up the armature that you're going to put the skin on top of. So then I just hot glued a piece of cardboard down to the bottom of the pipe to act as the base that then I'm going to build up with some newspaper, more of the shoulder and neck structure. Again, so that when we put the skin on, it's got something to stick onto. And now we're going to get to that skin. So I use just plain old paper towels and start by tearing off a bunch of them. And some of those I'm going to tear in half to be a little easier to work with in some of the smaller areas. And then I just go ahead and soak those into regular old interior house paint. And then you're just going to lay that down onto your armature and form out the wrinkles that you want it to have. And you can do really loose wrinkles on the neck like this, and then on the face, where you've got sort of the bones pressing through, you'll have more smooth, finer wrinkles, and you really kind of get to put in a lot of character with this stuff. And the cool thing is that when the paper towel with the latex paint dries, it actually becomes really hard and fairly water resistant. Which is really cool, especially since you got to put your props outside. And so then once you're all done with that and you've let the paint dry, then I'm going in and I'm darkening up the darkest spaces. And then you go in and dry brush, which is really where it all kind of starts to come to life. I just mix up a lighter color of the same paint, and you just basically get your brush to be almost dry, and you grace it over the whole surface, and it makes all the raised points catch the paint and pop. And I go in, as you're seeing, with a number of different passes, getting lighter and lighter, so that you really have a lot of control. And then I'm going to paint the eyes and teeth. I don't use just white. It's kind of a white, yellow, and brown mix, which gives them a little more life and character. And just go ahead and give those a couple of coats. And the teeth are a little darker than the eyes. And then once those are dry, then I go in and carefully paint the pupils in. And then what I do is I paint the whole thing over in this product by Minwax called Polycrylic, which gives it all a satin finish that really kind of ties the whole thing together. And then you can see I just used some craft fur to glue on for the hair. And the last touch is some 5-minute epoxy, which I use to give a really heavy gloss over the eyes and teeth. And there you have it. That's sort of the short version. And obviously you can scale this up to be a full-size zombie, as I've done on other characters or Groundbreakers. And it's just a really fun technique. So thanks for watching. And be sure to check out my site, chickenprops.com, where you can get all kinds of cool stuff.